Sandy's Green Bay Packers are playing host to the San Francisco 49ers this weekend in the divisional round. Welcome back. We are previewing the Green Bay Packers, the 1 seed, playing host to the San Francisco 49ers. Very, very excited for this game Saturday night. The Packers 5.5 point favorites. Honestly, it depends on what book you've been looking at for the last 16 hours. Crazy line movement. Totals 47.5. I think across the board, well, we've got two of these three games as we're recording up, but right around 47 seems to be an important number for two of these three games this weekend so far. What did you think of some of this line movement early on? I want to start there because it was a really crazy, last little bit on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the Chiefs-Steelers game last night, and they posted the line. There was a lot of buzz about it because I follow a lot of the writers, a lot of Packers beat writers, and I saw some guys tweeting, "Hey, it opened at 4.5." Jumped to 5 on some books, 5.5. So it was in that 4.5 to 5.5 range is where I saw.
It was at 6.5 at some places.
I didn't see it 6. That's insane.
Was. Like overseas books, but it was at 6.5.
Yeah, I was looking all domestic. I was looking at all the US books, just where they were posting lines and stuff. It's still crazy though. Like usually I haven't really seen that. I mean, I'm following line movement closer now than I was, in years previous, but this is crazy though. Either way, like for me, this line, 5.5 is a weird number. I don't know why. It stinks a little bit to me. As a Packers fan, there's a lot going on with this 49ers team. And I know we talked one key thing for me. I mean, obviously I'm going to back my Packers. I'm going to vote for them. But in this, it comes to just pure looking at the numbers. I'm kind of worried about this 5.5 number because I don't think Shanahan wants the ball. He doesn't want to put the ball in Rodgers' hands. You saw what he did against the Cowboys and how they limited time of possession. Yeah. Shanahan wants to win that time of possession battle, and that 5.5 number. I mean, the Packers are going to have to be efficient on offense. The defense is going to have to step up because the 49ers run game is going to be, top notch, and they're going to run the ball against the Packers. We're going to have to step up there. But at the end of the day, that number 5.5, I like it more, obviously, a 4.5. It's been moving all around. I'm definitely going to wait on this line to see what happens. I think there's going to be a decent amount of people backing the 49ers as road dogs here on the spread. I could see that, definitely happening. But again, it's one of those things where I'm still looking at it. I got to look at some more numbers, but my early lean is 49ers, even though I'm a huge Packers fan. on the spread. Yeah. Key thing on the spread.
I think to your point there, and I will definitely dive deeper into the matchups between the two teams, but the 5.5 number is obviously really inconsequential, right? Getting a number between 5 and 6, 4.5 and 6, it shouldn't matter to you. You shouldn't be worried about line movement at this point. If the line moves to 5, then that doesn't matter. Very few games end up within 5 points. It's just not really a good number. If the game gets up to 6, of course, 6 is a key number in the NFL. So if you're looking to bet this game, I'd definitely be shopping. You can find 4.5 somewhere. Maybe you can find 6 at a certain book that's been getting a lot of Packers money early on. So definitely similar to we talked about with the Bengals and Titans game, this could be another number that you wait on. And similar to the Bengals side, the 49ers in terms of injuries could be another reason you're looking and waiting, because I know you said you're worried about this, but if the 49ers are playing without Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, I don't know how they have much of a chance in that game. Nick Bosa, he is responsible for 23% of the 49ers pressures this season. So they rely on the front four to get pressure. They do not blitz. They blitz at a really, really low rate. So I think that if Bosa's not there, then they're going to have to find other ways to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers in this game. That game against the Cowboys, this was a crazy stat I found from that game. They pressured Dak on 49% of his dropbacks, but they only blitzed on 18%. So that was really, really successful for them, and by far the biggest reason they won that game. So pressure with 4, Nick Bosa will be of big importance to them.
Yeah, you're seeing another on the other side too for the Packers, injuries and guys returning like David Bakhtiari, all pro tackle coming back. He got a little bit of run in that Detroit game when the Packers lost. I mean, they only played a half with the starters, but he looked good. He looks healthy. I think him coming on, Josh Nyman, the guy that's playing left tackle all season, who had an unreal year, stepped up, had a huge year. He's going to the bench, which is tough. I read a blog, Packers fans writing thank you letters and stuff, because it's hard to go from he was he was the glue of the line. He played incredible. We lost Elton Jenkins. There was injuries throughout the whole year. So a guy like Bakhtiari coming back is huge. Whitney Merciless on the defensive side is coming back. I don't know how much of an impact he'll have. Yeah, Whitney Merciless will be back. I did see that. Okay. Zadarius Smith rumors too. There's a lot of guys that are going to be ready to go for this game, and I think that will be a big part. Nick Bosa was a concussion, right? Is that I think it was, so he got one Sunday night and then the game's on Saturday. So who knows? I'm assuming he'll clear, but that's a tough, that's a question mark. Probably why the line's jumping between that number. Like there's a lot of questionables up in the air with injuries. So I would assume a lot of that's
right. They're just going to pretend the injury's not there. Just like all of a sudden COVID has absolutely disappeared, right? Nobody's dealing with COVID
NFL's
issues.
Like, no way Nick Bosa isn't playing in this game, or this primetime game. Like we'll get him in there somehow. But yeah, like I said, I think, Nick Bosa, if he plays, it's going to be a different kind of game plan for that Packers offensive line. He's going to give him trouble either way. So, I mean, I hope, as a Packers fan, I hope Nick Bosa is not playing, but I also saw Fred Warner send out a tweet this morning, right as you said, that he'll be good to go this weekend. So I don't know. He's not his own doctor, but I'm assuming that's a good sign if you're back in the Niners here.
Yeah, he had an ankle injury. Shanahan was interviewed after, and he said that he compared it to one that Warner had earlier this season. He only missed one game there, so I would assume missing no games might not be too big of an issue for him. So, other thing that I'm thinking about in this game, like you mentioned, is the 49ers and running the football, controlling the clock, I think is going to be a massive factor. I made the mistake of thinking that the 49ers and how successful they could be on the ground against the Cowboys would lead to points. The Packers lead the NFL in time of possession per game. I think it's right around 33 minutes. And then in terms of game script and winning football games for Shanahan, all he cares about is controlling the clock and time possession. So I think that both these teams can score, but I don't know if there's gonna be enough drives for each of them for that to happen.
That's what I'm saying is like, I want to say it was the Chiefs Steelers game. There was like 5 drives, like 5 total drives in the first 6 minutes. Like you won't see that in this game. Like that's just not going to exist with Shanahan and LaFleur. They just don't coach like that. So I definitely see your point, like leaning under in this one. I think it's you said 47.5. I'm looking at 48, but it honestly depends where you're looking. But I do like the under there early on, lean a little bit. But again, I think on the other side of the ball, AJ Dillon's a guy. No one wants to tackle AJ Dillon in January, man. I'm telling you, that guy, he's going to be pounding the rock. They're going to be running the ball. Lots of good play action. Rodgers has been good this year. I think, guys like MVS and Lazard, especially Lazard, I think he's become a solidified number 2 receiver for this Packers team. And he's had a couple great weeks for them towards the end of the season here. So I definitely think he's a guy that's going to step up or need to step up in a key role. And then even MVS, who's been kind of quiet, over the last like 5-6 weeks of the season, I can see him getting a deep ball or two, mixing that in too. So I definitely think there's guys on each side that need to step up. But that said, I'm definitely concerned about the 49ers as a Packers fan with the time possession game they play. Elijah Mitchell running the ball is insane. How are we going to game plan for Debo in the backfield? There's a lot of things, that the Packers and the defensive staff is going to have to figure out before this game. So that's definitely where, I'm leaning.
Debo had 10 rushing attempts last week too, so they're really involving him there. Going back to what you mentioned on the offensive side, I want to start with the Packers offense. I mentioned the pressure. Pressure is going to be really important because they don't have the 49ers don't have that alpha cornerback that nobody wants to throw to. Like Emmanuel Mosley's had a really good season. Jimmy Ward has been up and down, but pressure, again, Bosa, I just can't emphasize enough. If Bosa is playing, I like the 49ers. If he's not, I'm terrified. I was looking through these numbers. I don't know if you know this, but Aaron Rodgers has been really bad under pressure this season. He's barely been pressured. It's like
exactly. That's the
NFL. But his completion percentage under pressure is 38%, and his yards per attempt is 5.1. Those are like 29th in the NFL.
It's crazy.
So I was surprised to see those numbers. But again, like the 49ers got pressure against the Cowboys offensive line that I think is just as good as the Packers. So it proves to me that the 49ers could do it, but doing it in back-to-back weeks with your best player being banged up is going to be really tough. It's just, there's intangibles about Aaron Rodgers that I can't even describe that makes me feel like he gets it done. And even though Dak Prescott and the Cowboys technically had the best offense in the NFL this year.
Yeah. The thing with the Packers offense too, is like, as I said, key part of this game for them is establishing the run. AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones as well. That combo is going to have to step up big, but getting Aaron after we establish the run, Aaron Rodgers out, on the play action outside the pocket, like he's killer there. That's where he's going to make his plays. Like under the pressure, like his offensive line, which is crazy because all the backups that have played this year has actually been incredible. So you take a look at that, like that's been a big part of the Packers offense success right there on the run and pass game, both sides. So I definitely think, for Aaron Rodgers to be most successful, that run game needs to be firing. Obviously, the play action will come. He's going to have to do his thing, throw a couple shots. But as I said, sustained drives. LaFleur wants to hold the ball. Like Packers have been great with time possession this year as well. So these are two teams, top in the league and, sustaining the ball, time possession teams right here. So I definitely think, lean towards the under. But a little worried, as you said, Nick Bosa, these guys play, that 5.5 number is a bit concerning for me at this point.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say, I'll to help out those of you on the 49ers side and why I like them. The Packers are 31st in the NFL in opponent yards per carry. They're not stopping the run very well. And then the other thing is, like, if you look at some other analytics sites, Football Outsiders, for example, the Packers are 28th in defensive rushing DVOA. And then the other thing that concerns me is the Packers in the red zone defense. What do you think they are? They're 5th worst in the NFL in red zone defense, and the 49ers are the best red zone offense.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Is it's funny because even I was guilty of this halfway through the year. Like, the Packers defense did look different, but there's still some underlying, metrics that are concerning with this defense. And I think the best defense the Packers ever had back in 2010, they won the Super Bowl. I think they haven't had a defense. This is the closest defense they've had to that. And it's still not, that elite. If you really look under the hood. Yeah. It's not a complete defense, and there's definitely holes. I mean, this is the first red zone offense versus, one of the worst red zone defenses. That's going to be a key thing. Like, how are the Packers going to step up? Guys like Rasul Douglas, I hope I don't see Kevin King on that field this weekend. I can't watch that guy play football anymore, but the run game, stopping the run, and red zone defense, those are two key things to watch for.
Yeah.
How are they going to handle that against the 49ers, who are really, really top of the league in that? So that's a concern for me, as I said, and why I kind of am a little hesitant on the spread right now for the Packers.
Yeah. Again, we'll have more. Check out our links below to the OwnersBox site. Our articles will be covering the entire divisional round, everything from game previews to for the OwnersBox platform, for our weekly fantasy sports platform. You can get into the salary cap game now. Links for that will be down below as well. We've got contests for the entire weekend as well as just for Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to attack this ground game, attack Elijah Mitchell or even Deebo Samuel in your lineups, probably a good idea. I would like it. Like I said, I'm on the 49ers plus the points. I'm not hitting it yet. It's early. I'll probably, try to get it at 6 if I can. But if we look Sandy Placius dead in the eyes, and I remind him that the last time these two teams played, Mason Crosby made a 51-yard field goal to win it. If I look him in the eyes and I ask him, what if the game is on the line for Mason Crosby to win it? How confident are you going to be?
I'm going to need a drink, because if it comes down to the field goal, if I even sense that it's going to come down to a field goal, I'm going to have to just have a fucking heart sensor on my heart, because I'm going to be beating through my chest. But again, it's going to be one of those things. Packers revenge game. That's kind of a narrative here. Like, the 49ers, back when Colin Kaepernick was the QB, knocked him out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. I mean, this team is going to be hungry. I think the Packers come out hungry, but again, I've never been a fan of sitting out a week. I know it's hard, like with the players not playing last week. The 49ers are hungry. They're hot right now. So that's why I really didn't want to play the 49ers, truthfully, as a fan. So I definitely think we get an unreal ball game in this one, but right now the spread's just not doing it for me as it sits. I'll have to wait.
Yeah, it's hard. I had to look back and remember and look through the game. Like, Mason Crosby won this game with a 51-yard field goal.
Insane.
People would be surprised to hear that now. So enjoy the game. Again, we've got content covering the entire week. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let us know. Give Sandy some words as to why you believe the Packers can not only win, but cover this number for him, because he'll probably be back in them anyways.
I'll be back, yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.